Hello, good evening, everyone. Happy midweek to you all out there. Beautiful Wednesday to you all. How are we all doing today? I trust you all had a great time. You are welcome to this evening's broadcast. This is Dynamic Health and Wellness with Juliet. It's a place we talk about all aspects of our health. And should the case you are coming across this page for the first time, this is where we discuss about women health and how to help women in their fertility health and overall health as well. So it's very important that we get to know, get familiarized with our body and things that can also help us. Thank you for joining me, beautiful sister. You are welcome to this evening's broadcast. And please, let's do well to like and share this video quickly. Let's share so that we also invite others to join us. So wherever you are joining me from, good evening from my side. So this evening, we are going to be looking at 5 effects of fat deficiency. I remember I did a video last time where I talked about the symptoms of low fat deficiency, where you have lacking fat in your diet. How do you know you are lacking that fat in your diet? I talk about that. And I also talk about the different types of fat. As you are joining me, say hi, thank you. And don't forget to share and like this video. Thank you so much, Jenny. You are welcome. How you are doing today? So please, let's share this video and let's also invite others to join us. We are going to be looking at 5 effects of low fat deficiency or fat deficiency. When you don't have enough fat in your body, in your system, what are the effects? What are those diseases or health issues that are accomplished by fat deficiency in your body? So that is what we're going to look at this evening. I just want to quickly share this video. Please help me share as well. Help me share so that others can also join us. So like we all know that sometimes there is a kind of misconception about fat. Many people tend to be seeing fat as something that is bad, that maybe when you eat this fat or when you eat a fatty food, it might make you gain weight. But the misconception has to be clear that it depends on the type of fat you are eating, because not all fats are created equal. Not all fats are created equal. Thank you for joining me. Hello, Faith, you are welcome. Good evening from my side. So there's a lot of misconception about fat. It seems to make it a negative element of our daily dietary intake. And as we all know that fat is very, very important. If you look at the 6 classes of food, when they say a balanced diet, you will still find fat as one of the element in positive. That is an important element that your diet needs to have for it to be well balanced. Meaning that if fat is lacking in your diet, it is not a balanced diet. So for a lot of people, when you are aware of some fat diets, those diets that are not healthy, so it can also have a negative effect on you. And you might also hear that when you go on ultra low fat diet, diet that is low in a fat, it can also help you to lose weight and as well address some dietary issues. So the fact is that no matter whatever the fat that we are taking, just know that not all fats are created equal. And because of this, some of these fats might give you a positive result, while some might give you a negative result. And somehow, somewhere, most of the symptoms or things you are experiencing in your body might also be due to this fat deficiency. So there is also a such things like maybe getting little or no fat in your dietary food or your food. So when it comes to managing your intake of fat, it is very, very important to remember the good ones. And the good thing is that this fat we are talking about, it play a very huge role in helping us having a well-balanced diet, and also it also provides us with everything from our organs protection to our vitamins need. Because when you do not have enough fat in your diet, when your diet is lacking fat, some of the vitamins you are taking will not work well. Your body, your system will not be able to absorb them. Excuse me. Bobby, you disturbing me. So they will not be able to work well. Why? Because most of these vitamins, they are fat-soluble vitamins like vitamin A, vitamin E, vitamin D, and vitamin K. They are fat-soluble vitamins. So if you don't have enough fat in your system, your body will not be able to absorb this vitamin. So you will be deficient in this vitamin often and often. And these vitamins, they are important vitamins that support your eyes health, they support your bones, they support your hormones, and they also help in production of collagens in your body, your skin as well. So when you are lacking this vitamin, you will be seeing some reactions on your body. Why? Because you don't have enough fat in your system. So good fats are good, because I talked about the different types of fat, which are trans fat, saturated fat, monounsaturated fat, and polyunsaturated fat. So these two fats are very good for us, which is polyunsaturated fat and monounsaturated fat, because they help to minimize the bad fats in our system, the bad fat from the food we are eating. This good fat, they help to minimize their effects in our system. So when you are not getting this good fat in your body, it will affect your cholesterol level. It will affect your cholesterol level in your bloodstream. So unhealthy cholesterol level, can actually cause things like cardiovascular diseases like heart attack, stroke, diabetes, as well as some nervous system issues, can even lead to arthritis as well, because this bad cholesterol, they clog your arteries and block and narrow the arteries wall, making it so narrow for blood to flow. And when blood does not flow well into the ovarian system, you will begin to have issues. So these are the reasons why many people begin to complain of back pain and joint pain. Why? Because there is a kind of restriction to your blood flow in your system. So let us know that fats, they are definitely good in our body. So they feed the bad, especially if you have the bad fats, especially those saturated fat and trans fat. You will find this food or this fat in some of those packaged food. This is what a lot of food and nutritionists normally consider a harmful fat. So trans fat are often associated with junk foods, fast food, and saturated fat come from beef, pork, butter, and cheese. So there are also good way that you can also take in this saturated fat so that it will not harm your system. It might not harm your system. Also, sometimes including coconut oil. So when you begin to consume the natural trans fats in yogurts or other healthy service of cheese, milk, they can also at the same time provide you with a lot of health benefits. I want to quickly throw more light on this trans fat and saturated fat, because we see that trans fat is very bad. But let me explain that trans fat or trans fatty acid, they occur in two ways, naturally and artificially. That is how trans fat occur. And the one that occur naturally, when you consume them in moderation, when I say moderation, not so much, it will benefit you. But when you consume it too much, excess, it will give you the negative effect. Because this natural trans fat, they are also good for your body, and you can get them from all those beef. You can get them from milk. You can get them from egg. You can get them from dairy product. But you need to consume this natural trans fat in moderation. So moderation should be key when you are taking this natural trans fat. So they occur in all those, the gut of animals. The gut of animals, and also a trace of trans fat. You can also find them in animals' products like milk, cheese as well. So trans fat is made. How this trans fat is made is when hydrogen is added to vegetable oil. So when hydrogen is added to vegetable oil, it becomes partially hydrogenated oil. And this partially hydrogenated oil is the kind of oil that food manufacturers use in their food production, especially in these food factories. This is what they use. And this is commonly found in fried food, because this partially hydrogenated oil, it helps to economize cost, and they also use it as a kind of scheduling the shelf life of their products. So butter, as you know, is also made from animals' products. We all know that, and this butter is made it contains about 50% of saturated fat and 4% of trans fat. Then you will begin to observe that the percentage of saturated fat in butter is more than the percentage of trans fat in butter. So that is why when you are, if you are someone that like to consume butter, like to take it in moderation. Like to take it, now you have to take it in moderation, because according to WHO, which is World Health Organization, they recommend that your daily intake of fat should not be more than 10% of saturated fat, and that is about 10 grams of that saturated fat in every 100 grams of the products. Your body can only take 10% of it, which is just 10 grams out of that 100 grams of that butter. And from every food we are eating, and 1% of trans fat. That is what you are expected to take as a daily dose of your fat. That is saturated fat. And 10 which is just 10% of saturated fat, and 1% of trans fat, which is just about 1 gram of trans fat. And in every 100 service of your food, this is to let you know that trans fat is not good for your system. So trans fat has no health benefit to render you. It doesn't have any health benefit to render you, and there is no safe level of consuming this trans fat in your system. So the real goal here is to make sure that you avoid the intake of too much of these bad fats and embrace the good one. Just try, just like if you do not need to cut, you do not even need to cut off fat from your diet, but minimize their intake. Minimize their intake, and it will help you so that your body will also be having these fats. So what happens if you eat? What happens if you do not eat enough fat? So this is what we are going to discuss. What are the harmful effects? What are the harmful effects when you do not eat enough fat? There are risks that are associated with little or too little of fat in your diet. There are risks that are associated with it. So there are many harmful concerns of what you should be aware of. What you should be aware of, like when you are trying to limit fat in your diet. If you are limiting fat in your diet, you should be aware of something that This is the effect of me limiting fat in my diet. So that is what I want to let us know in this broadcast. First, your body requires fat, or fat is also lipids. It requires fat to function. Just know that your body requires fat to function. And one of the first risks that you will run when you don't have enough fat in your diet is an increased risk of diabetes. Because as women, as you are growing, your risk of diabetes increases. And to suppress this risk is to make sure you are having enough fat in your system. And not only that, as diabetes increases, it also increases your risk of heart attack, cardiovascular issues. Remember that the good fat, which is monounsaturated fat and polyunsaturated fat, they can help you reduce the risk of cardiovascular diseases and other health issues. So with a fat deficiency, you will be unable, your body will not be able to function because you are not providing your body with what it needs to function the way it ought to. And remember that when you do not provide your body with what it needs, it might begin to increase your level of natural sugar and organs maintenance of the nutrient that you are taking. This is one of the negative effects of low fat in your system. Related to this risk can also come with maybe when you are not eating enough fat in your food or enough fat in your diet. Because of this, your blood sugar will spark up. So overconsumption of saturated fats like butter, beef, or all those processed food, overconsumption of them, because all these are made with saturated fat or trans fat. If you consume them too much, this can cause a spark in your system and will begin to build up the bad cholesterol. And when the bad cholesterol build up in your system, it can begin to affect your blood sugar. But as it is when you begin to avoid this fat altogether, maybe you are not just taking fat, you are not just eating fat altogether, it will lead to high increase of blood sugar level. So if you cut off fat from your diet, so your body will begin to think it, and it's like it doesn't need it to perform, because your body needs this fat for insulin control. It helps the body to make more insulin, and the more insulin you have in your system, the more your risk of diabetes decreases. If you don't, but your body don't produce more insulin, your risk of diabetes increases. So that is to me that this can begin to raise your risk of developing type 2 diabetes as a woman as you are growing. So make sure that you are including diet fat into your diet, and it's going to help you. So low fat diet side effects can also manifest themselves in increased level of hunger. Because when you don't have enough fat in your body, you will begin to eat more. And the more you are eating, the fatter you become. The more you are eating, the more you also increase your risk of diabetes as well. So when you say, maybe some people say because you eat fat too, and you are taking much fat, that's why you are fat. No, that is a misconception. When you eat the healthy fat helps to suppress hunger. The healthy fat help you feel satisfied for a long time. So when you are hungry and you are lacking the necessary nutrients that your body needs to function, you are more likely to elevate the pain in your stomach, and this is what normally leads to some gastrointestinal issues like acid reflux, heartburn, stomach ulcer. Why? Because you do not have enough fat to help. So different solution that can really help you. So those tend to feature those trans fats, saturated fats. We need to watch out for. You need to watch out for this bad fat. So eating balanced level of the healthy fat can help to fight off hunger and also keep you from snacking away are things your body do not need to function very well. Because when you are extremely hungry, you do not think of the right food again. It's just a quick feast, quick food that stop. It's just a quick food. You don't want to pick the one that your hand can reach instantly. Because why? Because you are just feeling hunger. So you just pick the easy one you can take. And those easy food that you are picking, they might not be healthy for you. They might not be healthy. So energy level are also impacted. Your energy level can drop because fat helps your body to produce energy. So it helps your body to burn that energy. When you eat enough fat, the calories get burned down and you get energized. So if you don't have enough fat in your body, or you are not getting it in your diet, your energy level will definitely be impacted by this low fat intake. So one of the top this is one of the top deficiency of fats in the body. As a symptoms, it also make you feel sluggishness and fatigue. So get your healthy fats in your diet regularly. Get a healthy diet full of healthy fats, and this will make you feel better than the first. Even after taking a cup of morning thing, and you take a healthy fat alone, you will get energized and it will help to boost your energy level as well. Also, if you are not getting enough fat, it will affect your vision. Affect your vision. You have to begin to have blurred vision that is not clear. You cannot even be able to view a distant object. So as well, not only that, it will also affect your concentration. It affects your memory because fat play a huge role from your brain head to your eyes head. Like that vitamin A that you take is good for your brain head, is good for your eyes head. But it can only function well if you have enough fat. Your body will be able to absorb it well when you have enough fat as well. So when you begin to notice a kind of difficulty at work, maybe you are not performing well, you are not be able to do things the way you are to do, or you are lacking concentration, or you are having vision issue. So you begin to make sure you focus your attention on your diet. On your diet. Some people, when they are feeling dizzy or feeling all those, they just go to take medication. Medication should not be the key. Your diet can fix it for you. Your diet can fix it for you. It is likely because you are dieting wrongly. You are not eating well. So you can also be having low fat diet effects. So it is not just about cutting out the good things so much as just because you are trying to control your let me say your shape or something. So make sure that you concentrate on the good one as well. So what are the diseases? What are the diseases that are caused or that one can have due to this fat deficiency? You know, human beings can fall victim of several diseases due to this fat deficiency. And some of them, like I said, the person can have heart diseases. It can also lead to colon cancer. Colon cancer due to, excessive fat, lipid in your body. It can also lead to vitamin deficiency disease. It can even lead to weakened immune system because fat helps your immune system to function well. It boosts your immunity. So it can also lead to hormonal imbalances. So when you have hormonal imbalances, it's just because your body does not make enough fat. And that is why vitamin D is very important as helping to boost your hormone as a woman. And so for that vitamin D to work very well, your body must have fats. You must include fat in your diet that can help it to work because vitamin D is a fast soluble vitamin. So it can only work when you have enough fat in your diet. And also essential fatty acid deficiency. You must be deficient in some essential fatty acid in your body, and also it can also lead to skin rashes, skin dryness of your skin, inflammation of your skin. All these are because you are not getting enough of this fat. No, now I want to ask a question. So many of us, we cook with different oil. We cook with different oil, and remember that all this oil, they also have their let me talk about their burning points, the time whereby they burn to give us smoke, the smoky points. And this oil, why we use it, maybe after using an oil, how many times do you reuse or reuse an oil you've already used before? So how many times do you use an oil you've already used? So reusing an oil over and over, can all degrade the nutrient profile in that oil. So my question is, how many times do you use an oil after using it for the first time before discarding or throwing it away? So please tell me in the comment section. And another question is, what is the type of oil you are using? What is the type of oil you are using? Because when when it comes to fat and oil, they are the two, they go together. Fat is the one that stays solid at room temperature, while oil is the one that stays liquid at room temperature. So what is the type of oil you are using, and how many times do you use that oil when you have used it for the first time? Let me know. So now that you know about all these reasons that are normally causing all these different issues, so due to fat deficiency, so how can we now prevent this fat deficiency disease, or how can we prevent all these issues from us? So this is what we are going to be looking at again in my next broadcast. And remember, I've asked a question. Are we here with me? Please, if you are here with me, let me know what is the oil you are using for cooking, and how many times do you use oil after using it for the first time? How many times do you use oil after using it for the first time? Okay, thank you. Say twice, 2 times. No. All right. If, for example, you said twice, no, using oil more than twice is still healthy for you, but depending on what you are using that oil for. And sometimes you can even use an oil up to about 5 times, but it depending on how many times you've used the oil. And the reason why some people are using oil twice is because you overheated the oil on the first time you use it. Oil is not supposed to be overheated. So oil is just allowed to warm. Even though you want to use it for fry something, you just allow it to warm for a few minutes, then you start using it. The reason why many people, when they use the oil the first time, they cannot use it the second time, is because the oil burn above its temperature on the first time. And because of this, the nutrient in that oil has degraded. And so using that oil the second time, it will not be fit for the body. And it also depends on the types of oil you are using. Remember, the best oil so far in the universe is olive oil. It's olive oil because olive oil is an oil that is compressed. It is an oil that comes out in its natural form. So, that, like Jenny is saying that she can use an oil for medicine. You can use an oil for up to about 8 times. It depends on what you are frying it for. Before you can discard an oil, you have to wash out the appearance. First, you look at the color. If the color has turned black, this means the color has burned too much. And the odor. So this is when you begin to discard the oil. Another thing that can also help you to begin to preserve your oil naturally, so that you can use it more than twice or thrice, is that the first time when you want to fry anything, don't allow the oil to stay long before you start using it. So with this, after frying it, you allow the oil to cool. Then you strain the oil so that the residue, you throw it away. Then you can still reuse that oil, provided that the color is still very okay. The reason why you cannot reuse an oil is because you allow it to burn for too long before you start frying on it. So this will degrade the nutrient profile of the oil. And also, if you are one person that normally cook with all this some oil that can just easily turn solid, that are a mixture of saturated and unsaturated oil. No, some oil in the market today, they are already mixed. They will tell you it's original vegetable oil, it's original peanut oil, but it has already been mixed. So in this case, what do you do? What do you do? Since you do not know, you were not there, you do not know, but reading the content, the ingredient or the nutritional information on that oil, you will discover maybe they might have right saturated oil, the percentage on it is there. Monounsaturated, the percentage on it is there. So which means this mixture of monounsaturated and saturated oil, you can also use it. But I advise us to always try to have 1 bottle of extra virgin olive oil. Extra virgin olive oil, just have it in your kitchen. If you are one that like to make cake or all those buns or this, sometimes you use this butter, sometimes you use the margarine, sometimes you use this. So when you are out and you want to eat, maybe you might not even know, or you went to an occasion where they cook fried rice, jollof rice, you might not be know what they used to cook it, what kind of oil, you don't know. So because of this is why we need to have a bottle of olive oil in our kitchen. What does this do? How can it help you? Is what I want to share. So when you wake up in the morning, just take 1 spoon of that extra virgin olive oil and drink it. 1 spoon of an extra virgin olive oil in an empty stomach. Do you know the wonders of this? It is going to help to flush out all those bad oil that you have consumed in the previous day, maybe from other fast food or baked food that you eat outside or wherever. So it will help to clean your system, because this extra virgin oil is one of the best oil in the universe. And while you are having this, it can also help you during your salad dressing. Instead of using marinade or all those salad dressing cream, and advise us from today, use olive oil to dress your salad. If you want to bake, like me, if I want to do cake or any chin or buns or whatever, I use olive oil instead of butter. I use olive oil to do my oil, just use it. So this is what I use. So it helps you to clean your system and help you makes your body help to lower the bad cholesterol in your system. So if the kind of food you are frying, assuming you are frying your chicken, please do not let it deep fried so dried. No, this can also cause that chicken to also absorb too much of this oil. So please make sure that if you want to fry your chicken, just fry not too dry. It is more better as well. It can also help you. So, and someone said, how do we get olive oil in a large quantity since it's come in smaller quantity? Olive oil, can you get it in large quantity? Olive oil it doesn't come in smaller quantity. Okay, are you talking about the bottle, the container? So it depends on you. So if you go to the market, you can get a big bottle of olive oil, like the one I have here. You can get 1 liter. That is the one you can get. It's already measured in bottle. 1 liter, some will be 500 milliliter, so 1,000 milliliter, which is 1 liter. So these are, there are some you can also get some 4 liters, 5 liters. So depends on your amount, you can be able to get them. So when you have this olive oil, so make sure you always use it in dressing, and also take a spoon. After your meal, you can just take a spoon of olive oil last thing before going to bed. First thing waking up in the morning. All this helps to clean your system. So don't also forget that fish supplement is also very good. Fish supplement is also high in this polyunsaturated fat, because it's a healthy fat that can also help to keep your system. So getting fish supplement, it contains healthy fat. You can eat avocado, pear. You can eat avocado, you can eat it, it contains healthy fat. If you are able to get avocado oil, good. If you don't know how to make avocado oil, I will also tell you how to make avocado oil. If you want to make avocado oil, just get an avocado, peel out that soft, that is the one you eat. After removing the seed, just peel it, put it in a pot, mash it down, then put olive oil. Put olive oil on it. Allow it to boil. Allow it to boil. Boil for a long time until it's like turning brown. Then you drop it down. When it's settled, then you drill it out. You have gotten your avocado oil. If you don't even want to add olive oil, when you add enough of this avocado, just peel it, take off the soft, the one you eat, just put it in the pot, mash it down, put it in a low heat. In a low heat, you will discover after a while the oil will start coming out from the avocado. It will start coming out. You have already gotten your avocado oil. So avocado oil is also very, very important. If you cannot even be taking 1 spoon of this avocado oil, it's also a way of taking in the healthy oil into your body, which can help to lower the bad oil in your system. So all these are ways that can help to minimize the risk of low fat or fat deficiency in our body. So it's very, very important, because oil play a huge role, especially if you are getting the good one. It can help a lot. Please, if you have a question, ask us so that we can close up the broadcast. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for your reactions. Thank you for your comments. I'm sure we are getting value from this teaching this evening. I'm sure we are getting value. I'm sure we are getting value. So a lot of seed, as you know, a lot of seed also contain this the fat, like almond, like peanuts, like chia seed, fast seed. They also contain a lot of this the oil. So consuming them or adding them to our diet is also a way of also getting enough of this the fats into our system. And when you have this healthy fat in your system, you will discover that you will not be able to add weight. You will maintain a moderate weight. You will not be able to add weight, because it will help to flush out the bad fat that might clog your system, or that might prevent prevent your system or your organ from working well. It will help to flush them out from your system. So this is what this healthy fat does in the body. It can really help a lot. So make sure that you are including seed along with your diet. It can help a lot. So thank you, and please don't forget to share this video. If you have not shared, please let's share. And don't forget, I'm going to talk about how to prevent it in my next broadcast, which is on Friday by God's special grace. I'm going to talk about how to prevent it, how to prevent this fat deficiency, how you can prevent the effects in your body so that it can reduce your risk of various health issues. I will talk about that in my next broadcast. So thank you so much, Jennifer. Thank you, Ella of Faith, and everyone that have joined this live stream. God bless you. and I wish you all a blessed day. Bye from my side.
Ba, ra, ba.